Hello, welcome to Yoga Center of Chico. This is the first in a series of 4 that I'm going to do on standing and balancing poses. We're going to start off with front-facing standing poses, frontal-facing standing poses. So, what are standing poses? Standing poses are the poses we do standing up, obviously. What are they about? They're about strength, they're about balance, they're about creating a good foundation. So one of the first poses I like to teach in standing sequences is called Parshvottanasana. So it's a basic standing pose, and it's a front-facing pose. And here's how it goes. So I'm going to step my left foot back, my right foot forward. Now, in most of these, in all of the front-facing poses, in fact, we want to square our hips and torso straight ahead. We don't want to be aiming left, which is a tendency. And not too many people will end up to the right, but we want to be straight ahead, which means we have to have a proper foundation. So we're going to step our left foot back. Just watch me do this first. I'm going to step my left foot back, angle at about 45 degrees, have my right foot straight ahead, and I'm going to bring my hands to my waist, and I'm going to make sure that my left hip is at the same orientation as my right hip, straight ahead, like this. Okay, so go ahead. Step your left foot back, and have it about 45 degrees, and your right foot straight ahead. Now, one of the things we have to really focus on in these standing poses is how wide our feet should be. And that's a function of 2 things. It's a function of our anatomy, and to a certain degree of our flexibility. So, find a stance for you that feels like it works well. Now, in this pose, we're going to keep our knees extended, Parshvottanasana. Now, we want to ground our outer left heel and our inner right foot. I want you to bring your hands to your waist, and just steer yourself straight ahead. Now, if you need to move your left foot a little bit further forward, go ahead and do that. But get oriented straight ahead. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're just going to find proper distance of our feet and get ourselves oriented properly. Good. Now come up, step forward, come back to, this is Tadasana, our basic standing pose. The basic standing pose, balancing and standing on both legs. So, now I'm going to do the other side of that thing, but it's just going to do a partial version of Parshvottanasana. So I'm stepping my right foot back, my left foot is straight ahead. Now, you'll hear me say this a lot in standing poses, ground your outer, in this case my right heel, because my right foot's back, and my inner left foot. I'm drawing up my kneecaps, which activates my quadriceps. Going to bring my hands to my waist. Now just do this. Just steer yourself forward, feel your feet evenly grounded, your outer right foot, your inner left foot, your kneecaps lifting, and your orientation is straight ahead. Okay, so that's the foundation of this pose. Now the next part of it, I want you to have a couple blocks. I'm going to assume you have blocks. If you don't, maybe you can grab books or something like that and take the same stance. Your left foot back, your right foot forward, bring your hands to your waist and steer your hips forward. Now watch me do this. I'm going to come forward slowly. I'm going to bring my hands to my blocks like this. And I'm going to stay very focused on my legs, maintaining a really good, strong foundation for my legs. I don't have to use my hands, in other words. Now I'm going to ground my outer left heel, my inner right foot, and I'm going to lengthen forward. So let's do that. So left foot back, right foot forward, bring your hands to your waist, outer left heel, inner right foot, steer yourself forward. Now bring your hands forward, and with a flat back, come forward, and bring your hands to your blocks like this. That's all I want you to do to start. Okay, now take a couple of breaths here. Feel a very strong foundation with your legs, knees extended, outer left heel, inner right foot. Now, if some of you may be able to go further here, in which case you can move your blocks a little bit lower. Now see if that works for you. And if that's too far forward, just come back up. Otherwise, same feeling in your legs, very strong and stable in your legs, and lengthening forward. Now, a few of you might be able to move your blocks out of the way, bring your fingers to the floor, and do it like this. Same feeling in your legs, that hasn't changed, but your spine is extending a little further forward. You're folded a little further forward. Good, now use your legs to inhale your way up. So come up slowly, step forward, and come back to mountain pose. Now check in for just a moment, take a couple breaths. You probably feel a little imbalanced after doing the first side. That's perfectly normal. Now let's do the other side of Parshvottanasana. So your left foot's forward, your right foot's going to step back. Have those blocks ready. So put them lateral to your left foot. Your left foot is straight ahead. Now this time our right foot's back. So I want you to probably have the same distance between your feet. Good wide stance, not too wide, but wide enough. Now ground your outer right heel, activate your right leg, your inner left foot, bring your hands to your waist, and if you need to, actually bring your right hip forward, your left hip back a bit, steer your hips forward. Good. Now feel that strong foundation in your legs and feet. You're drawing up your kneecaps and keeping that, lifting your kneecaps. Now inhale, and as you exhale, come forward slowly, bring your hands to your blocks. The same feeling in your legs. Now you might need to adjust your feet at some point when you come forward to get the full benefit of the pose. Okay, so now I'm lengthening forward, and this is a good place to stay right here and just feel the energy in your legs, the strength, the grounding through your legs. If you're able to, you're going to go another step further, lower your blocks a little further. But you don't want to be rounding your spine to do that. You want to keep your spine extended through it all. Now breathe and feel your posterior legs, feel your left hamstrings, your right calf muscles. Now again, some of you might be flexible enough in your hamstrings and spine that you can come a little bit further. Fingers to the floor perhaps. Same feeling in your legs, outer right heel, inner left foot grounding. Breathing. Now you're taking some nice slow deep breaths as you hold the pose. Good. Now, very slowly, come up. Use your legs to rise back up. Now either step forward with your right foot or back with your left foot. And let's come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Good job. So that's the first version. Now the second version adds something else. We bring our hands behind our back. Now two ways you can do this. You can bring your hands to your elbows like this, or you can bring your hands together and move them actually up your back, like this. And some of you might get your hands further up than I do. Your elbows are out to the side, and then we come forward from this position. Okay, so right foot forward, the same lower body as we had last time. So step your left foot back, your right foot forward. Now reach behind your back and either bring your hands to your elbows or do that reverse prayer position behind your back. So some of you will find that not very easy. That's a hard, difficult position to take. But if you can, your hands are together, moving your hands up your back. Now it's the same pose, but we have our hands behind us. So we have to really rely on our legs as we come forward. Very strong foundation with your legs and feet coming forward. Now this is about as far as I can go, or I can go a little further and keep my spine extended. You want to do that. You want to keep your spine extended and keep folding forward, taking it to your edge as far as you can go, keeping your balance and not flexing your spine. Good. Now I'm going to go a little bit further with my last exhale, and then I'm going to slowly rise back up, step my left foot forward or my right foot back, and come back to Tadasana for a big breath. Maybe adjust your hands if they need it. Left foot forward now, right foot back. Second side of the traditional version of Parshvottanasana. So same leg position, everything's the same as it was. Hips and torso straight ahead. Hands and arms behind us. Now lift a little bit into a back bend this time before we start. And then as you exhale, come forward. Maybe you have to adjust your feet. That's okay. So come forward, outer right heel, inner left foot. Come forward, really ground through your legs and feet. Keep your kneecaps lifting. Breathe. Now take it to your edge. It doesn't have to be that far forward, but some of you might be flexible enough to take it a little further. Good. Now slowly inhale back up. Right foot forward, left foot back. Release your arms from your arms behind you. Bring your hands together in front of you and come back to mountain pose. Close your eyes, take a couple of breaths, and notice the effects. So again, that's called Parshvottanasana. Now, it's the same setup as First Warrior. So Virabhadrasana 1. So there's 3 warrior poses. We're going to do number 1 and number 3 because they both are oriented straight ahead. So same thing we just did. Left foot back, right foot forward. You don't need your blocks this time. Now, watch. I'm going to ground my outer left foot. I'm going to have my right foot straight ahead. Now, in this one, we don't keep our right knee extended. We actually bend and track our right knee forward over our ankle towards our little toe. So my left leg is very active on this pose. My left leg is really the focal point in some ways of the pose. My outer left heel grounds. My left leg is very active. Okay, so do that. Left foot back, right foot forward. Now, one more position here that we add is raising our arms. Your arms come straight up like this. Now, you release your shoulder blades down. You turn your little finger slightly in. Now, ground your outer left heel. Now, this is really important. Our right knee tracks directly forward. Now, you might need to adjust your feet a little bit to get your knee over your ankle, get your outer left heel grounded, and get the full effect of the pose. Straight up with your arms, gazing. Good. Now rise up, inhaling. Step forward with your left foot, maybe right foot back. Come back to mountain pose. Let me show you that from a side view. So left foot back, right foot forward. I'm going to do the same pose. Do it with me if you feel it. Arms up. Now again, actually watch me though. Watch where my right knee ends up over my ankle, towards my little toe. My arms are up. Now, one more thing you can add to First Warrior is a little bit more extension in your spine, if it's there for you. This is not mandatory. You don't have to go any further than vertical, but some of you will come all the way up into a back bend. My left leg stays very strong through it all. Okay, then up and out of it. Okay, so let's do the left foot forward, right foot back. Left foot forward, right foot back. Outer right heel grounds, left foot straight ahead. Same setup as the previous pose, Parsvottanasana. Now arms up, get your arms up. Now release your shoulder blades, ground your outer right heel, track your left knee over your ankle towards your little toe, and reach the arms straight up. Good. Now if you have it, if it's possible, add a little bit more back bend. Lift your heart. Reach up and back a little further. Some of you can bring your hands together perhaps and look up at your thumbs. Beautiful. Now rise up, inhaling. Right foot forward, left foot back. Let's come back to mountain pose and take a couple moments. Now we just did a partial version on the first side. Let's go back to the first side and do the whole thing. So left foot back, right foot forward. Now remember, knee over ankle, very strong posterior leg, rear leg. Arms up, inhaling. Ground your outer left heel. Track your right knee forward. Reach up. Now, here's where you can either stay vertical or you can add a little bit more back bend without changing your legs. So reaching up, maybe bringing your hands together. Breathing. Strong left leg, right knee over the right ankle. Beautiful. Now rise up, inhaling, step forward, and come back to Tadasana. Good job. So that's First Warrior. Let me do it sideways. Let's do it with me. Let's do the right foot forward, left foot back again. A different angle so you'll see a different perspective of the pose. So arms up, inhaling. Let's do it together. Outer left heel grounds, right knee forward. So this is the initial position. And then if you're going to add some extension, some back bend, go for it. Lift your chest, lift your arms. Maybe some of you bring in your hands together. Good. Now rise up, lower your arms, step your way back to mountain pose. Good work. So practice on your own. After this is over, practice a few times on your own. And remember to get the proper spacing of your feet, keep your orientation forward. And once you're up, just add as much back bend as you have. Okay, so the last one in the sequence is we're going to jump from moving out of the way, from First Warrior to Third Warrior. So I have this chair. Now, Third Warrior is a continuation of First Warrior in a way. Watch. Now, here's why I have the chair, too, because I'm going to bring my hands forward. So I'm going to come back to First Warrior. And then I'm going to come forward, bring my hands to the chair, come onto my right leg, lift my left leg, and get my leg, hips, and spine as horizontal as I can with my gaze down. Good, and I'll bring my foot down. Let me do that from a side angle so you'll get another perspective of it. So it's left foot back, right foot forward. I come first back to first warrior pose. So I track my knee forward, and I'm in first warrior. From first warrior, I bring my hands forward. I come onto my right leg. I adjust where my hands are. I come onto my right leg. I lift my left leg, and I'm in the pose. Now, eventually, some of you will be able to lift your arms like this and do it freestanding. Okay, so let's come back to mountain pose for a moment. Just take a moment in mountain pose, kind of visualize the pose. I'm going to do it sideways. You do it however you feel is right for you. So have a chair, probably. If you feel really comfortable, you just go right into the balancing part of it. Otherwise, the chair will really help you. So right foot forward, left foot back. Raise your arms. We start in first warrior, so track your knee forward, come back to first warrior. This is a straight ahead pose, even though I'm sideways. Now I'm going to come forward, come on to my right leg, bring my hands to my chair, lift my left leg, try to get everything horizontal except my right leg. And then some of you can add your arms. Raise your arms, reach back for your heel. Good. Now maybe bring your hands back to the chair, bring your left foot down, and let's come back to Tadasana. Good job. Okay, let's do the other side. Left foot forward, right foot back. Same pose, arms up, inhaling. Now I'm tracking forward. I'm back in first warrior. And then I'm going to come onto my left leg, bring my hands forward to the chair. Now watch my left leg. The knee extends. As the knee extends, I lift my right leg. And I come up like this. Please hold on to your chair if you need to. Otherwise, maybe raise your arms if you can and do it more freestanding. Arms up, right heel lifting, gaze down. And then let's step back to first warrior, and then come back to Tadasana. Good job. Okay, let's do it one more time. Third warrior, right foot forward, left foot back. I'm going to do it straight ahead. Now have the chair, and if you feel okay trying it without the chair, move the chair out of the way. I'm not going to use the chair this time. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, track your right knee forward. First warrior. Now inhale, and as you exhale, come forward onto your right leg. Lift your left leg, thrust your arms forward. Keep your gaze down. And then step back to first warrior. And then rise, and we'll step back to mountain pose. Good work. Okay, second side, left foot forward, right foot back. Second side, first to third warrior. So arms up, inhaling. Track your left knee forward, exhaling. Inhale. Now as you exhale, bow forward. Come over your left leg, lift your right leg. Lift your arms, your gaze is down. Breathe, reach forward, reach back. And then let's slowly step back to first warrior. And then we'll come back to mountain pose. Close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, and feel the effects of three really powerful standing poses. Parshvottanasana, forward bending pose. First warrior, Virabhadrasana 1. Third warrior, Virabhadrasana 2. Now remember, a few keys of these poses, all of them, is to get the proper spacing of your feet, to not be turning sideways, to be oriented straight ahead. So make sure that you adjust your left foot accordingly. Now on the first one, remember strong extended knees, quadriceps lifting the kneecaps. On the other ones, or the second one, first warrior, knee bends and it tracks right over your ankle. That's really important to get that right. Then on third warrior, we start in first and then flow to third. So there's an example of three of the classic standing poses. That's part one of a 4-part series. So join me for part 2, 3, and 4. Thank you.